Yeah, I would
I
prefer Viper to have
started
the
kind of
mid control
thinking it
and
was
stuff,
okay
but
for a while,
I
but
like that it's a new
it
stuff,
definitely,
so the
yeah, it
crew
did
has
look
to
like a
know
Burger
how to
King
deal
ad.
with it.
Yeah.
And we
sure.
saw in
So,
Liquid's game how hard it is to deal
we're
with the
seeing-
tricks right now.
Yeah, exactly. I
So
think we saw it
Fnatic
yesterday
comp-
as well with Roxy. Like the performance from a good
then
Cypher
we're
that is feeling
seeing-
comfortable and has
Oh,
that kind
double
of impact.
dive
It definitely makes a
Cypher.
difference. It's something that
Interesting.
we're very used to in EMEA. Something that we
We're
love.
seeing
Honestly,
like a
best weapon
double
in the game.
dive.
Prove me wrong if you can.
Kinda like
Yeah, I
standard,
think that
like,
it can be a very
usually we see Viper
determining
here
factor. Now,
instead
the
of Cypher.
initiation power that we're going to see from the
My
crew
voice is
side.
breaking
If
'cause I'm a
Romy
teenager.
is playing like she was playing yesterday,
But some
just
interesting
keeping
comps
that,
at least to watch.
on the side, you know,
I'm
just
not
keeping that a
seeing
little bit
like
of the
last
lurk.
all the
I
comps
think
we've
this
seen
could
so
be
far. I'm split at
I
being
can't
Viper
wait to
plus
see it
Sentinel.
and get ready to jump
been
into
quite
the
boring,
match
to be
and
honest.
send this over for your casters. Take it away, Doug and Athena.
Yeah, I did all the Coach Potato stuff. Again, thank you for shouting out
Thank you
Coach
so much.
Potatoes.
I'm so
I agree
freaking
with you.
excited
It's
to
the
see them get
best.
this
I'm
thing
the
started.
best.
It's
We're
an
the best.
elimination match. We're
Subscribe,
sending a team
like,
home, which is always heartbreaking, but
Patreon,
oftentimes that
retweet.
brings out the best in teams.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see them play
It's
to
Douglas.
the death here, showing
Douglas
the
on the
best
mic.
that they got, trying to prove how they deserve to be here and playing on this stage. And we are starting off with that split. I mean, both these teams
You feel like this is
playing
purely because how
copycat
broken new Cypher
comps
is?
other than
Partly,
the
I
double
do
duelist.
think
We
that
love to see that from EDG.
the
Gonna
double
be such a
dive duelist
powerful,
comps seen this
explosive
year,
play
we didn't
style
explore
coming
many
in.
options here.
Really
Everyone
need to
did
see them put their
Viper,
best foot
Astra,
forward, because
Sky.
obviously the way that they played the
And
other
I
day
think
just
there's more
wasn't as good,
options.
but
I think this is an
this
option.
is a new day,
It'll be
though.
interesting to see.
It's against a new
And
team,
straight
so
away we
fortunately
see
for
the
them, you're not
double
gonna have to
dive
deal with the
special.
ferocious
We see
titan that is
straight
Shopify
exit.
Rebellion. They are going to
Straight
push their way
exit.
forward into A, though. You see that double duelist comp already diving, taking a ton of space. Crew glad to give it up, it seems. It seems
But
like they're just
I'll
gonna
be honest,
want to fight for
we-
this retake.
the part of the
As EDG
reason-
scales forward.
Again, we see,
Shy's
like I
catches
said
him
in the
here,
video earlier,
gets second. The spike
GC
goes down,
love
but they're
this.
down in numbers.
They love it. They didn't even see the retake coming
Looking
here. They
like
just love
a
pushing
hard
this.
sight to hold. I mean,
It's
we
funny
have
that I
the
see
only
tendencies
playing
that
main,
only
but as
like
soon as I said
from the
that,
different.
Yusin with the double kill, getting that A-ramp control, preparing, and Wawali actually getting a kill of her own. Yusin with
Like, I wouldn't
3
expect
flat
GC to have their
finishes
own
off. That did not
tendencies,
look like it
but
was
this is a
supposed to be
tendency I
round
almost
for EDG
only see in
that
GC.
5v3 retakes, but
Yeah.
Crew just dropping like
So,
flies.
Yeah, that was very
not a
well
bad
handled.
idea,
and I think
but
again we
I-
saw the
it's-
decision for them to
it's a
scale
bit
into
crazy
spawn, and
sometimes.
I respect it given that site was so
Um,
free, right? You want to take
This
some more
comp
space and
deal
level
like
things
this
out.
comp.
Didn't
Part of the
work out
reason
at
that we
the
played
beginning,
this
but
comp
you're
is
right.
because it
The
deals
massive
with
free
this
kick from
quite
Yusin
well.
really kind of kept things
I think
together.
there's lots of
everything
options to
looking
deal with
so
this.
good for EDG. It looked
So
so
we'll
bad
see if
and
they
so good.
do
I mean,
anything
what a way
to
to
try
turn
and
it around.
counter it.
And now we do have
I'm not sure
the
why they're
eco round coming
playing
in from Crew.
like this,
Excited
to be
to see
honest.
what they have in
They did
store
this
for
last
us.
round too with the Cypher Heaven. It's almost
Really
like you want to
nothing.
switch them
At
around.
least
in my
initially.
opinion.
Nothing other than you've got Michaela and Kalita who've gone exploring a bit. They're getting a little bit cheeky. They show some presence mid.
But
That flash gets caught.
EDG
Kinda
showing
unlucky,
already
but all
that
good.
they can play double dive. If they
They
can do
really
X6 like
haven't
that, they can do
taken
double
very much
dives.
space at the beginning of the round at all.
Yeah, I mean, showing that presence in mid from Crew is really important, but they do just decide to gamble stack towards that B, which is super unfortunate because this is where EDG is ending.
Simi Lu already satcheling forward. Once again, site left vacant for Crew, but now they're
So we're
going to
gonna see
start to
this a
trample
lot, it
forward,
seems
try to
like,
take
this
some space,
retake.
perhaps through ramps or heaven.
These retakes
got
are going to be
such- you have so many
crucial.
layers
If
to
we're going to
this,
be
so for
giving up the
EDG,
site at all
you've got
against
Yusin,
double
who's
dive,
playing
we're
very
going to need
far
to
back in
see some
spawn,
good
much like we saw in
retakes.
the
And
previous round, able to counterflank the fight,
ramp retakes
if
are obviously
you
very
will,
strong.
but that's going to
So
hurt from a distance. Shy's getting the first, Clem getting another.
the only
And
thing
Guardian
is that it's an
really
eco
putting in
round,
the work here. Yusin's on the
and
swing,
we're
both
2
kills
rounds in,
dropping,
and we've already shown this twice.
and a clean round for
So
EDG, all
on the
things
gun
considered.
rounds,
Konira
I
left
expect
in
EDG
heaven,
to kind
trying
of
to
have
get
this
a
in
cut
mind.
down. If she does manage to get
Like on my
one
eco,
of
I'd be
those
more than
kills,
happy to
but
just send like a
again,
really
just a
weird
really good
retake in,
round
just do something
overall.
random,
EDG
and not
though,
show
look
that
like
like I
they're
want to do
leaving
this
that
or
A
whatever.
ramp spot a little bit open,
Yeah.
not contesting it at all. I mean, that's fair if they are getting sight for free, but when you do that, you want to push and get some space in order to deny the util. So maybe on this
Oh, lower
gun
the stream
round
volume?
from
I'm
Crew, we're
sorry
gonna see
guys,
something
I forgot
crazy.
to lower
I
it
mean, the
down.
light armor, Vandal
I'll get to there.
visor,
Let me know if
they're
that's
looking
okay,
to do
okay?
just a
I'm
standard
sorry.
setup, but all
I'm sorry,
of
I'm sorry.
EDG is lined up towards this B
I
main.
turned it up for the interviews.
We'll see what they do with it.
And my
As Crew
energy's
seems to
dipping, like,
continue
I'm not
to wanna
shouting.
fight for this garage control. They've done so successfully the last couple of rounds. It's often off of a one-way,
So we
much
tried
like
to
the one we're seeing
take
here,
B main on
and a flash, and
defense,
this
but
time EDG
we
started
give it
to
up
threaten back
because
into
we
it
know
a
we
bit.
can't take it against this many people.
Yeah, playing it slow from EDG, actually farming those orbs.
It'll be
while
interesting to
Ali
see
and
because we don't have the
Jason
Viper orb.
so
It'll be
close
interesting to see
to
the
their
dynamic that
ultimates.
happens on middle.
Just
About
chilling,
because
trying to see if they can
the
get a
double
pick
dive
here
comp, the
on
double
this sneak
duelist
around.
comp doesn't necessarily need to take middle, but because there's no
It's funny, we
Viper,
often talk about
they
the
can
Chinese
get away
style
with
of
it.
Valorant
So it'd be
and how
interesting to
in
see
your
what the
face it
dynamic
how
is, what the
aggressive
teams
and
decide
tasty
to
it
do.
is. We are going to see a little bit of that, but it often comes at a delay. Blue finding really nice space, but Khalid is there on the counter
Very
punch, the
strange
flash
that you
around pillar.
send the dual site
Kept-
way
kept
before
back for
anyone
now,
else.
courtesy of that smoke. But Michaela spotting the challenge out from heaven, has to drop.
A little bit of a
Try to get that
disconnect.
fight just a little bit closer, trying to close the gap just a bit. Crew's there to respond, and it seems like,
But
barring
solid,
some heroics that aren't
solid
gonna
all
take
round.
place,
Like it's a
Crew are on the
bonus
board.
round, not the end of the
Yeah,
world.
2 guns down, not bad for their bonus. And EDG now, we are
Who
gonna
do I
see
have on this
the
matchup?
first gun round play out on this map. Both these teams looking to farm.
I kind of
some
want
sort of
Crew to
ore
win because
again, we have the Cypher
I
ult
feel
so close, so many ults so close.
bad
But this
if they
execute's
lose to
looking
a
good.
sub. Like,
The patience
if you know what I mean?
from
Like,
Kalita
EDG
as
don't
Michaela
have
sit
their
backside and
main,
just wait
they have
for
a
them
sub.
to run into their crosshairs was super great.
So I'd feel
Again,
bad for Crew if
looking
they
a little
lost.
little
Like,
bit
I feel like
shaky that they
EDG
did
can
lose
handle
to
the
those
loss a bit
players,
better
and
if
I
they
wonder
like
if
just
Crew's gonna
yeah,
start
we got a sub, who cares?
extenuating the confidence that we've seen them play with. So hopefully they do that.
And plus, I was
Yeah,
mean
I
about
think you can
EDG in the
tell,
mod
again,
review, so I feel
the
bad.
formula is very clear for Crew early on, or at least it's been the case.
I can't flame them, and then they also do actually go like 0-2. Yeah.
Showstopper closer and closer.
So again, we see like I said about double dive, like
From there.
pressure here. We're doing big
Yep,
pressure
this
here,
is
and then we're just gonna go.
one-way B main,
Not doing
making
middle
the
at all.
barrage control
But the thing
really,
is that
really
this
strong.
comp
All they've done
is letting
on
them
the
take
EDG
middle,
side is
so
dodge
it's like
towards it to
it's
maintain
not.
that control,
It's
but
almost
again,
like it's
2 of
fine
the
to do
players
this in
there
double
looking
dive,
like they're
but
gonna end towards A.
against this comp, you don't mind.
Gonna have to get past those trips. Trying to do so. Rami playing backside. First duelist down. Second duelist will follow shortly thereafter.
Good hold, good hold.
They really haven't gotten very much traction out on
It's
the
a good
side
start
at all.
that
Clem is still a
Romy,
little bit
the
closer, only
Cypher
has
again,
17 HP. They're gonna
backside
have to deal
is
with the
able
paranoia,
to
the
hold.
Cypher utility that's still littered across
well.
the site. Here. Maybe Wally can get some space up in heaven. Maybe that can alleviate some of the pressure, but as their teammates continue to fall, it's another round for Crew.
Yeah, so
I mean, that
EDG,
execute just looked
their
so
their
broken up,
duelist
so
is
split
like
up
blue is
into
their sub.
multiple different pieces there. I mean, the entry, like, the
Their
pathing
main
was
duelist
fine, but
that
then
usually
no one
plays
was
is like
holding that
one of their
smoke
best
run out.
players.
No one was prepared
I
for
think
any
she
sort
had
of
like heart
reaction
surgery,
from
which
Crew's
means that she
side.
can't travel
So
by
such
plane,
a weird execute
which
to
is like
kinda
the
watch,
roughest
but I
way.
think
Like
now they're
imagine that
starting
like
to
you
understand that they do need
you
to
gotta
start
have
taking
like
that heaven
I think she had
space,
heart
and they do
surgery,
need to
which
start
sounds
taking way
crazy
more
enough as it
space than just
is.
trying to
And it
fight
means that
site,
you
because
can't
again, like you
travel
said, Cypher's
via
just sitting on
plane
site,
now,
ready to get frags.
which is kind of upsetting.
Here you go from here. 2 ultimates for the attacking side. Here's a little bit of some of that pace we were talking about, injected early into the round here. Lit a bit ahead of schedule, if you will. Blue dashing up in heaven, challenging the smoke, getting the kill. Rami doing a very nice job holding the line, at least for a
I'm a bit
little
confused by the macro this round.
bit. But that's a side in favor of EDG.
Yeah, I mean, this
Like,
is the kind
EDG
of play style
didn't
that
have the
we're
best
looking
economy
for
there.
when you have a double duelist comp. The lurk from Houston not being super successful, but unfortunately that does
Someone made the point that they
equalize
think that they
numbers,
need to
and that
take
means
Rub
they dropped
before
a
they.
Vandal
So
Sheriff
he's
and
saying
2
that let's
Vandals
take
here
this
versus
before
3
we go
guns
in.
from Crew.
I think that can be okay.
Seekers.
Like, I don't think you always have to do that,
What's before
but
them.
it's
That
a good
keeps
idea.
Flash very nicely positioned, but the kill
Like you
didn't
do
come
like
through.
miss the potency
I
a
thought
little
EDG
bit
had
of your
that
double
served up
dive
quite
if like they
nicely. Blue with
expect
the
the
swing,
hit. But
finally connects onto Kinnear. Has to take a step back. Dash proc, looking to take the challenge. Doesn't come through. All of this space that's being given up, that's being forfeited, Crew are glad to take. But how much more
Oh.
can they find? The first one
That
falls.
was nice by
Everything
Michaela.
rolls in favor of Crew. A 3K and the spike
Very nice by
defuse. Crew are
Michaela.
going to take the lead.
Yeah, EDG just
I
trying
didn't
to
see the
delay
whole
for
round, but
so
being able to
long
get
in
this
that
plant and then
spawn,
being
sending
stuck
util
here and
after
here
util,
feels
but it
very
was not
weird.
long enough. They had to
Like
delay for a
you
little bit
if
longer,
if
but
one
again,
player got
that
out,
was
they
a
win
good
so
round for
easy.
EDG considering they
The
didn't
open
have a
pump.
full buy, they didn't have full guns, and now in this gun round they have the knives, they have the Omenal, and they have the Cypher
Does this
already.
mean you're a coach now? No, unfortunately not.
We'll take a look at that one more time. That snap from Michaela at the beginning
Unfortunately
was
not.
crispy.
Crispy.
Like very, very good.
Yeah, really good. I think, again, EDG kind of understanding the assignment.
The little
of playing
ducky?
fast
You see the
towards
little
that
ducky?
heaven and taking the
Yep.
space. Because with this double duelist, they are space makers. Like,
Yeah,
that's
duck
the whole
count.
role. Yeah, they should be fragging out, getting entries. But the biggest role that a duelist has is to make space for
Where's
their team.
Sliggy?
And now we finally see
He's dead.
They've gone so fast
He
because
died.
They got past the sky in heaven. The sky got caught.
You're
with
all
Util
now
out in their
mine.
hands. Like, there's so much potential for them
Would
to
I
be able to
coach a
take this
GC
space, play
team?
super aggressive. So I really want to see
Um,
use this to their advantage because right now, you know, playing it kind of slow against Crew, against Cypher,
I wouldn't
like
be
not really looking
against
fast.
it,
And that's
but
the tough
there's
thing,
a
we were
reason
talking
why I
about
don't want
this
to be
a
a
little
head
bit
coach
earlier.
right now.
For as much as we have grown to love the fast, aggressive play
So,
of Chinese Valorant,
in general,
EDG
I don't want
don't
to be a head coach
necessarily
right now.
usually subscribe to
Yeah.
that notion. They're a bit more metered and a bit
The
more
issue with
cautious on their
coaching
attacking
GC
side.
is
So
obviously,
I think you're right. If you're going to run this double duelist comp on split, lean into it.
I'm gonna be quite
Lean
honest,
into
man.
it,
Like,
try
there's
to
not
catch
as much
Crew,
money involved
kind
in
of slipping a
GC
little
in
bit,
general.
maybe on
There
the
are some
back foot,
teams
and
that do
we
make good
already
money,
have seen that a couple of times.
and
We've
some
seen
coaches that probably
dynamic
make good money in
approaches to the
GC,
attacking side,
but
but I think
most
there
of
has to be
them
more.
probably
Yeah,
don't.
and Crew has a double initiator comp, so it's like if they do
At least
manage to
compared to
get sight, they
VCT.
have to take that space because the retakes are going to be so hard.
The other
on
thing as
almost
well is I
any of
think
these,
you'd
so
have to, I think I would be fine to do it,
seems
but
to
I'd
be
have to
play
think a
for
lot about
EDG.
the different dynamic there is and the needs that, like Game Changers will have different needs
to take some of it mid.
than like VCT will. Not just because like it's a newer format, but I do think that like the differences in gender stuff, like it does have like an impact on the way that you should approach certain things maybe, and things you need to consider.
Definite concern that they've lost
It's a lot
some
easier for
control
me as a guy to coach guys, you know, because I just
Yeah, looking like a B split and B
I
split
don't
it
need
is,
to
but
think as
again,
high.
the reach util popped so early in order to delay. But
Because
it
there's
doesn't
some
matter
things I
because
think
they
I probably
already
would
rotate,
need to
but
think about, you
EDG
know.
doing such a good job of pulling those rotators after pressuring, just like you
Maybe
said,
it's not
towards
that deep.
lane. They know they have that
Maybe it's
space,
not
and
that
they're
deep.
gonna end towards this A where only Sky and Omen are
But
left on site.
I think there's probably situations
Rest
I
of them are trying to come over
wouldn't
very
know how
quickly.
to
She stick the
react to as easily.
TP, or at least attempted to. 47 seconds left. They've established a
We're
lot
stuck
of control
on
up in
site
heaven.
with two
They don't
people.
necessarily have to commit to this.
Feels
You see
very
Wally
awkward
across
for
mid,
Blue.
trying to take some safe, but
Yeah,
if
exactly.
they get the kills on the site, you might as well
Glad I
commit to it.
didn't. I'm glad I said it
Gotta see the
before,
showstopper,
so I
excuse me,
didn't
that
press
is
it
gonna
too
get
hard.
one.
But yeah,
But Cruise
very
left
awkward,
attackers.
like-
You still have the late
Player
flank that's going to come
standing,
through.
30 seconds
Rami's
we
left
saw
alone.
EDG
I mean,
taking this
respawn.
space and this space, and we're
Unaware
stuck.
of where
Two
of
here.
what's happening on the other side. While Ali cleans it up, and we're tied at
And it was
3 apiece.
Omen Sky.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
wasn't the
such a
best
good
defenders
round
for
coming
that.
in from EDG. They used those rotations
Positioning felt a little bit
perfectly. They
awkward.
had
Like
used what
it
they
felt
knew
like
was gonna
Crew gave a
happen,
lot of space
putting
there,
that A
and I
pressure
wasn't fully
exactly
tuned
like
in,
you
but
said,
like it felt like we
making them give
gave
up
a lot of
some
space there.
towards that A heaven, and then continuing to push towards mid to pressure mid.
Yeah, I think I'd be
Able to
fine,
use
Sarah.
that
I'm not saying I would
neutral,
be
and
bad.
then this
I'm just
execute
thinking like what
force
the
is looking so
potential
clean.
negatives
Kalisa
from me
just a
doing it
couple
would be.
seconds too late on
Like,
those jellies to send. Wasn't
I
enough
think
time
I'm a
for
good
her to
enough
delay,
leader
long
and
enough for her
a
team to get there, but again, EDG
empathetic
just looking
enough
really, really good.
person
And now
to be
we
able
have
to
them
coach
going
GC.
towards the mid here. They
But I do
haven't
think there
started
would be
towards
challenges
mid
that
in a
I
while,
wouldn't suspect.
flashing towards ropes, but they're gonna be baiting out that Crew smoke. They know that they're cycling these smokes, but what they don't know is that Crew is actually pushed up towards the main.
You got that trip that's keeping them back for now. But yeah, there's so much knowledge that they're gathering off of that.
Camera taken
And then the
out.
cam spotting the first, and it's a duelist no less. I mean, that should confirm a
I don't know.
lot.
It's the kind of thing I'd be
What's
interested in
potentially
hearing
waiting on the inside.
some
You see those
GC coaches
trips?
talk about maybe, especially
Those
ones
are
that like
crazy. Are they
the
gonna
analyst
get
for
past
Crew
it?
is a
Oh,
girl,
the range of Satchel's way
so
past
like
it,
maybe
but
she'd have a
Jet
different perspective on it.
unfortunately caught in those Konir with 2 amazing kills. Thanks for those
Konir.
crazy Cypher trips.
Yeah, she split the uprights. That was crazy. I don't know how she did that, threading the needle, and ultimately it kind of falls apart.
I know this
anyway.
sounds
Blue
this is
gets
kind of an
caught, all the
unrelated
kills come
thing,
through.
but like at events we
Crew
have
putting up a
team
prime
handlers.
gaming
So they're
flawless.
handlers.
It
They're
was
people that
gorgeous.
look after us and make sure we're fine.
Setup, that was great.
And
That
so
was a
one of the
crazy
team handlers
spider web.
Yeah.
Mission
was
Impossible
telling me
push through
that she's
kind of
working this
laser
event too.
setup on
When
those
she
trips.
worked for GC,
I'm
it's kind of
surprised
funny
they
that she saw the
kept really
differences
satchling
between
out. But
GC
yeah,
and like
what
VCT.
a
Like
hold
when we do
from
media,
Kinnear actually,
like the boys are
moving
all on their
around with
phones. They
her,
don't give a shit.
controller
Like they're
roll,
just
getting
like, oh,
those
Bo's
picks,
just doing something.
making
I
sure she's
don't
playing
give a
with
shit.
the
Whereas in
trips.
GC, she
It's
said
just
like
such a
all the
good run
girls would be
overall
so
from these
invested,
two
like
girls.
supporting each
EDG
other.
tried to
Like
go
if someone was on
somewhat
camera and they were like
faster,
watching,
somewhat
they
faster
wouldn't be
towards
ignoring
that
and just
B
on
main,
their
and they got
phones. They'd
punished
actually
for
be
it.
like hyping each other up and stuff, which I thought was kind of funny. That like the subtle difference between guys just not giving it like crap at all when girls actually like supporting each other. You know,
Holy smokes! How did Michaela just get dropped like that?
that's
She
an
actually
old
been
school
stunned.
Fnatic strat right there.
Either way, they've got the neural
Crew
theft
been
down.
watching their Fnatic, I'm telling you.
Shies has so much
It
to
sounds
deal with,
big-headed,
the
but
only player
that's
backside
some
so far
Fnatic
gone
shit right there.
undetected, getting the first onto Clemps, gets the second onto Wawali as well.
Where is everyone hiding?
But is that going to be enough?
My goodness. These executes looking so patchy in some of these areas, you know.
Yeah, I
people
think
trying to take
SR
space,
do a
but
good
people aren't
job of
even
that too, for
clearing
sure.
on site yet. Like it's so mismatched.
Like
And
Mel's
again,
very
EDG
good, I
this
think,
post
at kind of understanding
They
all that
have
crap.
to do
you know.
something.
There are only 2 members up. They have the advantage of the spike being planted. And, the two very
And I think
quickly dwindled
honestly,
into one. Simu in a 1v3 with so much
having
to do, not a
Boaster
single
do
target
his
found.
like silliness does help a little bit
Yeah,
too,
one
because it does bring the
round
boys out of their
by
shell a little
Crew
bit, you know.
just
Like
sitting
if you
in
got
the
someone who's
defensive
so
spot. I mean,
ridiculous
they
in your
set up
team
for
doing all that crap, you know,
breach
like it
early on that trap play.
it does help
Thought it would have
that
a
like
little bit more impact,
it's
but
almost
they
like,
did manage to delay them for
well,
quite
this
a while,
guy's
and I
just
think
done all
maybe
that,
that's the reason why
and
EDG's
the least I can
fighting
do
team
is
looks
like
so
the
spotty.
bare
One
minimum, you know.
person is way past on their own timing. As you can see, the Jet pushing to spawn here, but again, achieves nothing. Remy, sorry, just coming out and getting those 3 kills on Cypher, doing the best that she can, and EDG again falling to what looks like a
Oh yeah,
very
Amy, I saw
solid
that. I saw
Crew
that,
on
Amy.
defense.
Yeah,
I did
Crew
watch
looks
that
really
with
nice
the
right now.
Effies.
They've won 5 of the last 6 rounds.
The thing with
It
Effies
seems
though
like
is
they've
that
had
it'll be
very
in,
good
it'll be.
read on what's going on. The trap plays
He's
that you
definitely got a
mentioned, much like the one we
perspective
saw in
about
the
being in a
previous round.
team
It seems like they're really
of
dialed in
guys,
here.
but like it would be kind of cool
And
if we were
EDG,
able to see
again,
like,
we've got to mention
imagine if
they've made their
Potter
attempts at leaning into the strengths of
coached
this double
GC.
duelist comp. It just hasn't found the success you'd expect.
you
Yeah,
get like
now
a
they're
perspective
back
on
to
the
this
two.
mid
You know?
control, trying to use more rotations, but again, they're splitting up.
I guess
They're
it
gonna
didn't need
split
to
up
be
through
a
A heaven. They don't know that 2 of these players
woman
took
either.
A
I guess
round
it could just
control
be a
already.
VCT coach who goes to like GC.
Michaela's here to fight. Michaela wants to take this fight.
Look at
Already
fast
gets the
ace
first.
split.
Shy
Crew's
Crew's
shutting
in
it
on the
down
fun.
quite well.
How much more can she find? Yeah,
Very nice
they got
crossfire.
heaven, but it was something the Crew was almost willing to give up.
It's
and
strange
glad
that
to give
so
away.
EDG are playing really
Yeah, I
fast
mean,
with the comp,
again,
which is
trying
good,
to
but I
do
think
these
going really
fast
fast
these
into
fast
middle and then
executes
instant
without
splitting is
baiting enough
a little bit.
util. They have a double
You don't really need to do
initiator
that. I
comp
think if you
with
get middle
such
control,
fast floaters,
means that
such
it opens
fast-
up the
sorry,
whole map for
fast
you.
rotators, that there's not much
Especially
that
with
they can
double
do
dive, you
if
could
they're just
send
getting
5 back to
flashed
B, you can
and
send 5
blinded
back to
and
A, you
flashed
can do
and stunned the whole
splits.
time. Like, it's
You
such
have
a
lots of
hard-
options.
hard way to put,
But
or
by
such a
going that
hard
fast
position
through
to
A,
put yourself
through the
in.
middle for
You
A
need to
split,
default. You need to get
like
these
defense
kind
just
of
had 3A,
util,
and
or
you're
you
never
have an
winning
execute
3A.
that's so thoughtfully
Like,
that you can dodge
you're never
whatever
winning
trap
that,
they're
really.
starting
Like,
to play.
Yeah, I also think Crew are
Pretty
doing a
tough
really good
anyway.
job of rotating super snappy as well, right? Once they realize that they had lost some mid
Yeah,
control,
Sliggy's 300,000 a month does make it hard for GC
which
teams
is
to pick
just
him up. That is
gorgeous to
true.
watch. So you can tell they're playing
Yeah, I've
very
heard that.
decisively. They know what they
I
want
think
to do.
300k
They're
was
doing
his
it
bare
off of a
minimum as
trigger.
well.
And it just seems to be a little bit too fast for EDG, all things considered.
Yeah, for sure. Those cancel calls need to come in a lot faster for EDG.
I keep
And
telling
now
Sliggy, look, it's esports minimum, mate. You're not getting 300k a month. And he says, yeah, but I'm worth it. And I've said,
in the server.
And
Yeah, but
honestly,
coach for a year,
I want
mate.
to talk about that a little bit more, what we just saw, because
like, yeah,
you're in a
but,
1v4,
you know,
right? Oftentimes,
it's a slug club
when you know where the
reputation,
other
he
person
said.
might be in a 1v4, you can afford to take a swing,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I don't know what the fuck
let's
that
take one
means.
and see what happens. It's just one, right? But even there, the setup from Shies to use the fault line to set up the kill for her in a 1v4 just shows discipline.
Yeah.
I think it shows like commitment into what it is you're trying to accomplish, and that's a scary. That's a scary Crew.
Yeah, I mean, Crew with this double initiator comp is looking really clean. They're not afraid to use util because they have so much of it. They don't need to be scared to use it to peek. They don't need to be scared to use it to get information, and they're using it to the perfect advantage.
It's really
Again,
sweet for
it's
Sliggy to
way
choose a
faster
random
to
viewer
use
to co-stream
cancel
GC
and
with.
calls. It just so
I
good.
agree. I won the lottery. It's like Make-A-Wish Foundation, really.
Now, one way will continue to be a problem unless EDG decide to try to disrespect it, get past it.
So I do like the
Some of that
proactivity
space
from
is-
Crew, B-main,
I mean, it's effectively been a free
but this is a
Yeah.
for
problem.
Crew. In the hands of Michaela, got the showstopper back
This
online.
is a problem.
Yeah, not putting any pressure.
Like, we're just
towards that
gifting
B-main
middle.
and just letting them get that line means that Crew
Which
is gonna be
isn't the
able to
worst if we have
consistently
B-main, but it's still a
rotate
bit
players
awkward.
off, but there's 3 players in male.
Yeah.
Michaela manages to get one, but Blue with the instant trade and a split towards B, looking like it should be happening.
And now
but
the
they know that
Cypher's
Omen
here.
is all the way in
Cypher should
B-main.
be taking space. Nice. And we just ace
And
split.
so that causes a
Nice.
freeze. EDG not fully convinced on wanting to end B. They don't want to take really any more risks. They're going to end A. They still have the Cypher
We
utility.
smoke
they have to
really
get
early,
through.
though. We're not even going.
And all they really have is Heaven.
Yeah, but they did manage to bait out both breach flashes.
I don't
Maybe
hate
this
the
retake
dog,
might be a
but I
tiny
think the dog was
bit
nice.
harder for Crew. The site is free, and I mean, Blue, if you're thinking of getting that smoke, you should, because you guys need this space. We still have Sky, wasted flash. We still have Paranoia on that Omen. This retake can be so easy for Crew.
All 4 members of Crew trampling through spawn. I mean, it's a one-dimensional approach at this retake.
I think there's at least 2
Can
teams
EDG
getting
hold them
decent money.
back? They put down Cypher
I'll
trips
put
of
it
their
that way.
own. That flash is really deep. The flash was too deep. EDG's there to farm, just on the other side of the smoke.
That was a
What are
mode then.
response from
So
the
like,
attacking side?
we just
I mean,
why
I
did
was
we
just talking
retake all
about
through
EDG
CT like that?
I'm sorry.
I'm not
I
sure
didn't mean
why
it. You
we're
didn't need to do that because you
taking
guys
that
had
back, but-
really good crossfire set up. That was really good. I mean, again, like
Yeah.
kind of questionable
happened
sense
there.
of the util
I didn't
coming
quite see.
out.
I don't know if we
understand
re-cleared
Khalid wanted to
heaven.
Flash deep into
Did
that
we
site
re-clear
and
heaven
then having
at
the
all?
Omen paranoia blind.
I usually want to re-clear
It
heaven
didn't
before you do
work
anything.
out. Again, this split was so good for EG.
One
Again, they
enemy
have these
remaining.
really good mid-round calls where they're calling that freeze, where they're putting pressure. But again, like we said, they have
Yeah,
to
crew.
be
Yeah,
that pressure
crew
towards
have.
mid, trying to get a kill as soon as
I
they
know
kill,
the
they're so
analysts
fast
from
at picking up
crew in the
indication that they
past
hit
is like I
either
think
one of the sites
I
and
saw
keeping
like a
crew
blog
on
she
their
did
toes.
about some plays we'd done in the past, and
EDG
so I have a
continues to
feeling
burn
that
the
they
clock in the
watch our
opening
games quite a
of the
lot.
rounds. They've got a couple
So I
of
do
ults
think
here.
there's
Should
some
they
stuff they
choose to
do that
commit?
is.
Oh,
This is quite
that's
nice.
Very
Oh
good.
my goodness.
I say that
But
it doesn't
Kablooh
work.
goes airborne, doesn't get caught,
That's
pushes
unfortunate.
forward and drops Michaela.
I'll be honest with you, that's
What
not stolen
am
from
I
Fnatic. That's their
watching?
own
This
juice
is
right there.
crazy.
That's their
Earlier
own
I said
juice.
Mission Impossible Cypher Trips. This Mission Impossible.
It's quite nice
Roman
idea.
and Kalista equalizing numbers with that kill from Heaven, dogging to try to get more information. EDG again with this freeze call.
What do they do with it, though? The Flash, they have such a good idea of what EDG are trying to do here. I mean, understanding there's a really good chance that they have a late lurk or a flank, given that they've shown some presence A, reads it like a book.
I've got your trail.
This would be really ambitious. Oh my goodness.
Ziggy
she's
says
gonna
with
stick it.
double dive you should
She
be
stuck
aiming
it.
for
Oh,
sixes.
she stuck it! That's the spike! That's
You
well
mean
out
on
of reach of her teammates.
defense? On attack,
Can
you're aiming
Crew
for
hold
more
the
than
line? Can they
6.
keep them back as this onslaught
In
of
my
the attacking
opinion.
side is inevitably knocking on the door of the site? Wawa Lee trying to drop the first, find success. Kinnear now left
Ziggy
alone.
might be thinking about
Surrounded by members of EDG, and Khalid's timing could not be better. Blue now, the one who has to figure out how do you solve a 1vx.
I got the spike.
I think ideally you're aiming for a 7-5 double dive.
Tries to get it down off of the swing, really patient.
6-6
off
is
that
probably
flash,
okay.
waiting for the bait, takes out the frenzy, and that's okay.
There was
It
a
works
shift
out to
on
be
on
a little
Split.
scary for
There
a
was a
moment.
shift on Split
Put
where
a 3K
Split
for
became
the
very
skies.
much a
Crew gets to
50-50
7.
map.
We were
Because
talking
Split
about
used to be
Crew
like
being
a
so disciplined, but
an
honestly,
an
I
8-4
like that
map
side
for
of Kalita
defense.
that we just saw because
But
she
there was a
live
shift that
selling
happened where it
and said,
became more
"Nope."
like a 6-6 map.
Again,
But I don't think that whole
EDG
shift
is
came
doing such a
from
good
just
job
double dive. I
understanding
don't
the
think it's
game,
all just double
understanding
dive.
that,
I
hey,
do
they're
think the
gonna
map
go through.
changed a
But
little.
again, every single one
I think the map change did make it slightly more
ending is just so
defense, I think.
fragmented that it's missing parts. I mean, the Omen TP, yes,
Slightly
it
less
was
defense,
crazy.
sorry.
The Sky was Heaven, though. Their teammate was ready to help, but the timing was just so off that everything just looked so
I missed
weird.
Judge play,
We're
I'm
here with a
sorry.
fast
I'm not sticky.
A hit.
Seemingly
I
doesn't
failed
touch
you,
two
chat.
satchels,
I
and
failed the
I mean,
slugs.
she's still around, but Blue never really gets to
Come
take
on,
off.
Judge.
There are the satchels.
You got
see
two
around the
judges.
understanding there's some pressure backside.
Oh,
That
it's
jump
the
from a
Judge
distance
tech.
somehow
You
gets
see
the
how
kill,
she
not really sure how that
aimed
worked
at
out.
the
You've got the rolling
at the
thunder.
body
Here's the
and
thing,
then
EDG have
slowly
gone out on the site.
tapped.
They don't have a spike.
Oh, no.
Call me Sliggy, by the way.
It's just being camped by Michaela.
That's exactly
Reality,
what I'm
she just
talking about.
ran
Everything
full
looks
wide
so
swan.
fragmented.
Fuck,
Yeah,
shoot as
you're
fast as
absolutely
possible.
right. Disjointed.
Yeah, they have the right calls. They're just not executing it to the flawlessness that we would expect.
One enemy remaining.
Tough scenes and tough sledding for EDG on this attacking side of Split. That's been really the story or the song of the half, if you will. You've got the right ideas, the comp, you know, you're leaning into the strengths of it, but there's always, it just seems like there's always a facet of the plan that does not execute the way everything around it does.
8-4.
Yeah.
And that's what gives Crew an
I'll be
8-4
honest with
lead
you,
at
a
half.
very
Crew
poor
really
attack
good
side
at picking these
for a
kind of
double dive.
mistakes up.
Switching
But again,
sides.
we need to talk about how
Very poor.
it is attack-sided map.
Sure.
Not
And
that
it
I
was
think
a
that they played it
double duelist,
horribly,
and they didn't manage to
but
get
like
as
the
many
score
rounds as
itself
I
is
thought they
not.
would.
It's
I
not.
mean,
I wouldn't. We want to
Four
go
is
to a
great,
defense
four is
side.
great. Not only a double
With
duelist, though.
8-4.
On defense, it's double duelist. They're gonna have to push extremities
Just 4
and
rounds.
take aggressive lines in order to equalize those
But
numbers
this
and
is
to close
Valorant,
the space. But again,
and
if
so
that's
it doesn't
double
matter.
initiated,
They'll
that
end
is
up
gonna be
winning the
hard.
game without
It will
losing
be
a single
indeed.
defense
Crew
round or
is
something.
facing elimination,
But
Kinnear is confident that the team will survive and get revenge on
statistically,
BBL later in the tournament.
not a great
Take a
look.
listen.
Siento yo como player
Worse than
que pudo
KC
haber
versus
hecho mucho
Loud.
más.
I mean, I didn't mean their
Podría
play was
haber
bad.
ayudado
I just
mucho
meant that
mi
like
equipo y sí,
their,
voy a
the
hacer
score is
un
bad, you know.
MBL y la vamos a ganar. No se fue mal, pero
Because I
me
didn't see
asegura que no vuelva a pasar.
horrificness
Noise, though.
really.
This is great. Tries to spike the off angle, now forcing one to stick onto the spike.
Sliggy, do you think that Sky is too OP compared to other
Now halfway,
initiators?
Romy on a 1 versus 1. Button plays the time, gets the pick!
Y era que lo que más va a
I think
perdurar es la
Sky's
venganza del
the only
partido
thing I got against Sky is her flexibility.
esa chispa
Like she's so
de primer
flexible.
match no se va a ir ni con EDG ni con ninguno.
But
Yo sé que
I
confío en
don't think
Caleta.
inherently she's
Nosotros nos vamos a jalar
like
los brazos
broken.
para
It's just
para
within the
seguir
context of the
intentándolo. Queremos
game.
llegar a esa final. Queremos ganar un torneo. Así que
Like if you actually put her up against the other initiators, I don't think she's super strong, like or broken.
Confidence abounds, not
But
just
when
in
you
the
put
team,
her
but
up
individual
against the other
teammates.
agents
And
that
honestly,
combo
Athena, when you
together,
find
like she
yourself
obviously
in
can
an
do well with like
elimination match
Viper, like double
at the biggest
controlling.
tournament of the year, confidence is exactly
I also
what
think
you need.
people complain about
Yeah,
Sky a
you
lot
cannot
who
waver
don't
no matter if
play.
you're winning or losing.
like-
you cannot change your mindset. You just have to try to focus
Yeah.
on
It's
playing
like you
the
guys
way
don't-
that you play and playing the way
Like
that your
in
teammates
ranked, do
play.
you guys
I
actually
remember
get annoyed by
yesterday, Sarah
Sky?
was
Because
actually
in ranked,
talking
like
about
Skies
how
don't annoy
she
me.
was a little bit nervous, but the way that she
And it
calmed
feels
down
like
was just
people in
looking
chat
around
would
her-
talk about
at her
Sky all the time.
teammates
It's like
and
I don't
realizing,
see
hey, we are
Sky
just
as
playing
much as
the way that
what
we normally play. And so
people
this
seem to
is what
say
both
she
these
gets
teams
played.
need to do here.
Bind all the
confidence
time,
is
split all the
key,
time.
yes, but playing the way that you play and making
And
sure
then after
that your
that,
game
it's not
is
like
your
she's,
game
like,
and that you're not
a
being forced to play
necessity.
the opponent's game.
I guess on
Another
Lotus, a lot of
super
teams do
important
play her.
Oh, for sure. You end up in such a slippery slope if you try doing that, because
Yeah.
all of a sudden,
So I
not
don't
only are you
I don't think
feeding
the
into their strength,
hatred
but perhaps it's a
for
weakness of
her
yours
like
that
being broken
you just
is
get all
matches
sorts of
the
messed up and
actual
sideways. So,
reality of like
honestly,
how
all
much
things
she's
considered, for
fucking
Visa Crew Blaze, it's been a great start. I mean, an 8-4 half, things looking really nice,
But-
and now they have to deal with the
But that
fact
being said, it
they're
is
gonna be
annoying
playing a double
how with
duelist comp
Viper,
on defense.
double
That's
controller,
tough.
Yeah,
Sky
it's
stuff
gonna
is a
be
bit
hard.
annoying.
We're gonna have to see a lot more aggression from EDG, but
But
I
even
think
like
it's
double
something that they're
controller,
gonna
I
be
don't
able
see
to
that
do.
like in
Since
this
they're starting
tournament.
off
Like
right
let's see it.
away
Like
with
I haven't
this
seen
beaming
double controller
pressure,
that
flashing
much.
in one wing, but then giving up
We
all
have
that
I haven't
space.
seen double controller
Super
Haven very
questionable.
much.
The
I haven't seen
crew
double
is
controller
ready to
Seth
take
as well.
that space away.
Oh,
Split,
pull the trigger on that
we see
paranoid.
it quite a
Nicely
bit, but
canceled.
even today, like
Nicely
no double
canceled by
controller
Crew.
split
That
right
would have
now.
been walking into disaster.
Bind, obviously, we're gonna
had
see it
they
on Bind
committed.
because it's
But
Bind's.
really, I mean, they
yeah,
got
Bind's
what? They
Bind.
got the paranoia out. They got a flash out from Wally. They got See Me Lose nade out too. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of util out.
Yeah.
That's great. I don't know how they're gonna react. I mean, EDG at this point, as soon as the team has been cutting
Like double
noise,
controller
I
hasn't
mean,
even
it's been
entered my head
a long
today
time on that
as like an
counter,
annoying
and we're
thing.
just
No?
fully giving up this space on the EDG side. They're not even trying to get info. They're not even trying to take space back.
SR had
They
Viper
are
Urban Haven.
gambling
Okay,
the rotate based off of
but there was 3 other teams
nothing,
that
I guess.
didn't, right?
The lack of information.
That's not to say
the
that I
denial
don't
out.
think
Yeah,
that
maybe that's
it's
what
like
it is, but
I don't know. It
unfortunately,
is
the
strong.
gambles,
Don't get me wrong, it's very
ill-advised.
strong.
You seen? Stunned, dead. Not really a chance to do much more than that.
But I
See,
think
sure,
that like
hell,
there's
close by, as
there's like
Wally,
content
but
creators who
they can't
complain
even get
about it who
themselves out
like
of spawn.
ran
They
this
haven't
right,
committed
and
to
then
getting the spike down. They just want to take the fights, and that might be a problem too. But
you
Crew's
noobs will
able to
start
navigate
saying
it
the same
gorgeously.
thing.
Shies with 2. Now the spike is gonna get
But it's
committed.
like,
Simu, who was here
surely you guys
again,
don't really
the
care.
only one
Or
left
do you actually
alive
get
in a
annoyed by it? I don't know.
1v4. They're weak, mind you. Getting healed up though. 48 HP on the sole duelist, the sole player for EDG. That's not gonna be
I
enough.
missed the round. I'm breaking down meta whilst also flaming you at the same time.
Played together, peeked together, really made sure that no
I
one
didn't
was
catch
getting
that
out of
at
spawn
all.
and getting ready to retake. Again, EDG, man, we talked about being aggressive.
Didn't catch
It's not
that
just
one.
because of the double duelist comp, but right now they are
Getting the
doing
flame back.
rotations,
I like
abuse
that.
on them. I mean, they completely rotated and left their
I'm
own
shorter
alone
in
on
both
site,
height
and
and
Houston, there's not
tolerance
much you can
to
do in that scenario.
BS.
No.
And so now we're just stuck in this weird place where we over-rotated.
The lonely
we weren't
coach?
sure, we
The
didn't
guy's
get
coughing.
enough
Get him a-
information, and now we're stuck.
He needs an
But
assistant coach to
hopefully
pat him on the back
changing
right
something
there.
up
He needs
this
to
round with
pat
that
him back.
Campbell stack towards A.
Crew not being
5A
decisive or
stack.
fast on this one. Wanting
Are
to
we
feel
gonna
out
sniff
where
out the
this
stack?
inevitable stack is, and as you were just mentioning, this time it is on A. But they're cautious. They're careful.
We saw the
about it.
cam break. I think the cam broke, right? So I think we should just actually
wonder here
set
too, I
like
mean,
do a little bit
Yeah,
of info here,
you're the defense, knowing that you don't really have much of weaponry other than 2 buckies.
just in case.
You kind of have to gamble, right? You kind of have to gamble a little bit here, but I'm surprised there's no.
Okay,
there's
so
no
we're making the
presence
correct
mid
read,
at all.
even
There's
though
no,
we
like,
don't have much information. So
yeah,
only
really
read we had is
like that. It's just a
cam
heavy
broke.
gamble A.
I mean, Bucky is the best weapon.
We
in
are
the game.
making the right
So,
read.
confirm?
But
Actually, Judge.
it still is a bit risky.
But we are
Very
looking
true.
like this dog is going to be going out, getting all that information, and now they're going to know that
Is
this
that
site
cam
is
legal?
clear,
Yeah,
not
those
too much
cams are
util
all
being
legal.
Wasted, just a fault line coming out from that breach.
The comp
No
ops
flashes
team
wasted, nothing. nothing.
comp
And
ops
this
team
is a
kind of
free
screwed me
site
over for a
for crew
tournament
EDG.
by not
They're
telling
gonna
me
have to
that
scramble to come up with a
it was
big
legal.
because
So
like
we
you
played
said,
the whole of
that Bucky,
Tokyo
it's
without
kinda hard
playing
You
with
want a
cams
retake with
over
that,
the
unless
top.
you're flying out and flying
This cam
into
up
the
here is
action.
legal
So
as
maybe
long
that's
as
what
it
they
doesn't
have in stock
see
for us.
I mean, this just
past
was so miserable when you gamble
a certain
like this,
part
and
of the
you realize you
barrier, which
gambled
sees
wrong,
here.
you
It's
have
really
no weapons
confusing, to
fight
be honest
back.
with you.
That's so difficult.
But
They
Alpha
do have
doesn't
dash
use that
and they do have
feature.
satchel, so they can try to close the gap. But there's the first monkey down.
Knocked it.
And the sheriff might be enough. Hold on.
What's
The
going
sheriff
on?
might just be enough. That nade is perfect, though. Right on target.
Wow, Ali.
Clem and Wow Ali, can they pull this off? They've upgraded to a Spectre. They still have a
It's
bunch
over.
Enemy remaining.
but it's
That
well
looked like
considered by
Romy got
Crew.
the kill through the
It's
wall
well
there.
executed by Crew.
I mean, those 3
It's
kills.
true, but no, I can't
those
show you the
rounds
bunnies.
were
I got them
so
in the
good,
basement.
Getting 3 guns
Bunnies are
down,
in the basement.
denying Crew to have such a strong bonus
They're
round.
locked
and
up.
now with this first gun round,
They just get their crap
they're gonna be
everywhere.
looking a
So I
little
locked them up.
happier with Wawali's crazy crisp shots.
I used to have a bunny, but like
That's a
he
confidence
went
builder,
blind and deaf,
right?
so
And
it's
again,
kind of
too
a
much as we talked
miserable
about, halftime
existence for
confidence
him.
is key on a
Yeah,
stage such
and
as
then only
this.
my mum really cared for the bunny,
Seems
so
like
not
they-
exactly
yeah,
the
they do have
best.
enough to
best
invest
look,
into
to be
this
honest.
a little bit here. They've kept,
Should be kept away
a
from
bulldog
cats, I
and then SMGs the rest of the way for Crew.
Yeah, grouping up towards this A main here, really good. I
But
mean,
you said you don't have a basement.
grouping
That's
up is
right.
the way to play
Continuity
against
error.
EDGS.
I'm already
They
creating
refuse
continuity
to get
errors
any
for
information.
the
You still have 3 players
the
sitting on
absolute
this B side,
nonsense
no
I'm
clue what is
talking.
happening. But again, against this bonus, you don't want to do
just
too
a
much.
straight
You don't wanna
AX.
overcommit and lose your gun, but
That's kinda
Crew
lucky,
was killed
but-
through the Cypher trap.
good
All it
spam.
was a shoulder. I mean, a shoulder peeked on the other side of the cage, and that's all it took. Very nicely done. But again, how do you convert? A second one falls. They've got to close out this 3v5. If there's any attempt at a retake here, you cannot afford, or at a comeback here, excuse me, you cannot afford to fumble the bag.
Pushing into
They're
CT.
pushing into
I like
spawn.
this.
They're really pushing into spawn. They're going to have a couple
There's no
players
Killjoy retake
chasing
setup
behind them.
happening
They
like
try to
earlier,
turn a flash.
which makes this a little less awkward.
What a mess of a round.
Oh, EDG just runs straight
I have
past.
no idea
What
what
are
is
you
going
doing?
on, but Cornelia does not care because
There's
she
no
is
point,
hitting
like,
that
EDG
two with
don't
that
need to do
stinger,
this.
and now they're picking
But
up
I don't
these
get it.
better weapons, going back towards that A site. They know
So now
that Jet was
winnable
here.
for
Jet
Crew,
doesn't have any delaying
despite
power.
like
They can
being
take
in a
the site for free.
5v3. I think it
They've
was.
got a Guardian and a Phantom to work with, and 20 seconds to play.
Like
are
in
up to as they
5v3s,
mull things
doing
over.
weird stuff like this that just creates complete
Just a
question
tap.
marks in how you should play the
Just a
round
bait,
because
just
nobody
dare
does
to
stuff like that.
challenge.
It does make it like situationally much more winnable
It does not
when you're
come
massive
through.
disadvantages.
Do they realize that Blue's
enemy
creeping
remaining.
forward? They do now. That's 3 on the round for the duelists as Blue looks for another. The flash is there, the dash is forward. That was
Look at that,
scary.
you're seen.
Costs her a life.
seen you see
Kalita
that all
left
the
in the
time in
1v2 we
Takeover.
were just talking about. Kinnear has faith, has trust in this player. Can she deliver when her team needs her to the most? No.
Unlock
See
though.
me lose there,
Yeah, I
clean
quite
things
like
up.
the idea of
Yusin
making
is
it
gonna get the
awkward. You
defuse,
basically in like
EDG will get the
3v5s,
I mean, we were
you just
talking
want to
about
make the
confidence
round as
that
like
Blue
awkward as
just
humanly
walking up on
possible.
the site when she has
And
two
like
teammates with
nobody
so much
has
skill.
like a
She has the
protocol for
paranoia
what do
and
we
the
do if they
smokes
push
on Omen,
CT spawn
but I
through
like that
from
from
A.
her.
Like
I
that's
mean, the
not
jet
something
dash,
that people.
I feel like every Jet player
are
has
used
been
to.
like,
It
yeah,
happens.
I've been
It
there.
happens. Yep.
I've been there.
I've done that.
That's fair.
Unlucky.
But again, really nicely played by EDG. Crew almost
I got to drink.
making a
Oh,
weird
thank you guys.
bloodbath happen in spawn for them. That was such a weird round, but they brought it back. They made sure that they knew where they were ending, and I think overall, well played by both teams. Super crazy, but well played. And now we have there just a regular another A main hold. We have 3 of these Crew players towards A main, putting that info
Excuse me.
up. But Cypher has a
Judge,
full
judge,
setup
judge.
set up. It's so weird because they have this Jet playing towards vents. No op, just vents, ready to fight with this Omen.
There is some mid presence, so I'll take that. All things really considered as we think about how they've played this defensive half. Now that they actually are putting
Excuse
some
me,
presence, some
burping.
personnel across the middle of the map, should get you a lot
I'm
of info.
confused
Think
with
about
this.
They know that there's no one
This?
pushing B
You
garage.
didn't see-
They have mid. They have some presence of what's happening mid. So
too
you've got to
late.
understand at this point, if it's not going off in your head already, this hit is going to
We
end
have
there.
perfect info to
Yeah,
know that they're probably
Cypher
going
really
A.
needs to delay in time because the team is so close. The trips catching the Kayla and Clem getting hers. Cornelia with an instant trade and 2.
I thought
Yeah,
Kinnear
I
was
think
gonna be
EDG are being a bit
faster on it
slow.
too, a little bit
Like if you
quicker
got
on
B
the
main
jump.
control
Ultimately, a teammate dies.
and
all
you've got
is
a
good
Jet
because they're
peeking
able to
this the entire
stabilize. I
round
don't
and you
know
see
that
nothing,
Kalen
like we need to
necessarily
get
even have to
people
die there, but
over.
either way, for Crew, it seems like
We need people over
11
A.
is inevitable. That flash confirming where at least one player is coming from. And it's a judge for Simi Lu. Does have 2 satchels, so maybe we're gonna get this really fun, crazy satchel forward, make something happen, end up on Reddit, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it is 4v2. The paranoia coming out. The satchels, just as you said, a kill onto Cornelia and Kalito.
Oh my god.
Goodness,
No way.
down
Judge
to
Club.
2-2.
No
The
way.
breach
Oh
flash.
my
The breach
gosh,
stuff.
she's getting 3/4 of the way! Oh my gosh! She's gonna have enough time!
Oh, I told you the judge.
What does Sliggy say in instances like this? Judge Club, baby.
I can't believe that!
You have like a weird,
Nerf
like, not a
it.
caster
Nerf
curse,
the
but a
judge.
caster
I manifest.
wish.
That was
You
kinda
manifest-
crazy,
you
though.
manifested
That was kinda
That
crazy.
was really cool.
Sorry, as that play was
I mean,
happening, I couldn't react. I was trying to think, what would Sliggy say
We
right
were
now?
talking about how retakes are going to be hard for these duelists, but
Bro.
again, this is the way that you want to do it.
That's a
Being
fair play.
aggressive, putting yourself into close quarters.
That
where
stun?
you
Did you
can
see
get
that stun,
useful
though?
rounds,
It didn't
and then
hit?
Houston, of course, just
Like,
cleaning up the
she
mess
stunned
right
like
from
this?
behind her. That was insane teamwork coming in.
She
from
stunned
EDGS.
from here,
And now Blue has the
and
op to
somehow
play
this
around.
player
Looks like it's
wasn't.
gonna be a pretty
It
aggressive
didn't
line
go
towards A,
through to like
which
the
is not
back
where Crew's
here, like
stacked up
the stun
at the
cut
time.
like here, and so the player behind the
I mean,
spike
that's a
just
spark.
didn't
That's
get
a
hit.
spark. That's a huge spark.
Kind of crazy. He would call Sky boss, man. Chat,
EDGS
chat, chat.
is playing
He does
towards
say
their
that, doesn't he? He
strengths
says
here,
chat,
like,
chat, chat,
sitting
like
on site,
chat,
making sure
chat.
that they're holding ready. They're not
That is good.
over-rotating,
Yeah,
over-committing just yet. But again, this lack
Oh
of
my
information
goodness,
is super
Troy. Oi, oi,
interesting.
oi,
But at
chat.
this point, I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue because they are rotating the op over towards the B side to try to get.
Oh,
some
she didn't hold it long enough? That's
Oh, that
true.
Rolling Thunder is only going to tag one. The other 2 members have gone through it
What's
clean,
this?
but that draws out the showstopper too. That's huge.
Oh, no.
Oh, no way.
No,
Come on.
Michaela.
Hey,
can't
Justin,
hide
you're
in that
safe and
corner.
You're throwing out an ult for free. Your tip of the spear is what falls.
Oh.
They're going to try to re-hit B. There's still a couple of members here. The judge finds another.
Oi, 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 chat.
Oh, and if only you knew what
Judge,
was on
Judge
the other
Club,
side of the
baby.
smoke.
Oh, she will know now.
It's a judge show
It's the
now.
it's
Oh
the
my-
it's
I
the
love
Judge
this
Club
judge meta
double.
that's coming out, the breach
Michael
stun onto
Bublé
Blue.
double.
She has an op. Is she gonna repeat? Nope. She is smoked off.
Welcome
but
to the
still
jungle is what he
super
says
confident
usually.
to go after that
Shut up.
play.
Not a
Houston
chance.
and
Not
Blue
a
with
chance.
The crossfire so well played from EDG. I am loving this Simu Lu judge. This is amazing.
Yeah, we often talk about like what's a power weapon. That's
Then
gonna
he'll go
come
one
online
step
that's gonna
further.
turn
He'll
the
say
tide
something
of a
like,
match. It's an
you know,
op.
the judge, it only
Generally,
costs
right?
like, what, like,
Nope.
This time
how
it's
much does
the
judge
It's
cost?
the judge.
Is it 1800?
Unbelievable. I mean, you talk
It
about
only
the
costs
impact
like
that
this
that
amount of
weapon's
money,
had
so
in
like
the
next
last 2 rounds
round,
has
like
been
we're gonna get
outrageous.
whoops at as
I
well.
mean,
This is
it
just
is
fucking
a good
brutal.
answer too because
He
if
wouldn't
you're
say fuck,
stunned with
but
a
that's
judge,
my
I mean,
own
Yeah,
addition.
that's a good
still
point.
get yours. Like you can.
That's my
especially on a
interpretation of the
moving character
character.
where they can just move out of the way.
Like
or
with
force
Jet as
themselves
well.
towards
We're gonna
you
feed the
while
Jet
they're
the ult
stunned. It's
right now.
so good. I mean, this is not the answer
So
that I
broken,
thought
man.
was gonna happen.
Just judge
but
all
EDG
rounds. Give
found
the
it,
Jet
and,
the ult.
I mean, Simu Lu, amazing.
1850.
with
I mean,
that.
close enough. 1800, $50.
And
Who
off of
cares?
that outrageous
Who cares? If
performance
everyone's
over these
spending
last 2 rounds,
like
Crew
400,
decides to call a
350 on
timeout.
head armor
And
every
while
round,
Live looks
$50 ain't
they've
shit.
had a lead, they've had control for really the entirety of the map. It's just been in these last waning moments
These
that we've
head
seen the tides
armor,
begin to turn.
another.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about how EDG was looking so fragmented in the first half, but they're kind of showing how they play.
You can
really
buy.
well in
You
these
can't buy a
crossfires,
judge in the US for
stressful
less than $1 million.
situations, and putting their duelists up in that front
I like
line
the
to kinda
attempts, but
get
again,
that space and get those kills.
it was a
And
good
it's working
attempt,
out
but
really good for them. I was talking about how they weren't using their
Yeah.
information that much, their info gathering, but instead they're using their bodies, which I think is super, super good. And obviously, one of the best ways to play when you have a double duelist comp.
Bro,
But
why would I
setting up
need
the
to
option on
know
Blue
if
is
the
something
judge
I
costs
really wanna
1850 or
see. I mean, we
1800?
have her set up towards that B main, even though Crew is fully
When does
set
that
up on
affect
A
me?
main side.
And now note here, they don't really have a ton of weapons, right? They have a Stinger,
Most of my
Spectre,
team
and
don't
then
even buy the
just a couple
judge
of pistols,
enough
so
anyway. Why would I care?
wonder
Like,
how much they're gonna be
just
willing
trying to
to
get them
invest
to
into
use
this
the
round.
judge
Given
is
that
an
they
effort in its
secure
own.
secure
Me
well,
knowing
and
whether it's
that answers
$50
that.
different
They're willing to invest
is
that much.
is not. It's
As
not
they
the
satchel
problem.
forward up into heaven, following the Seekers, looking for a target. And Michaela just
I'm not trying to
takes
win a
some of the
pop
space back
quiz.
up. This has the potential to get
Full
really
retake,
messy.
but we're letting them camp
Wawa
open.
Lee in the face to
Again,
the
the
flash.
3.
Michaela
You
cleans
see
it up.
this
That's a
again?
weapon
Like
upgraded.
ready?
You
Just
imagine
ready.
a climb up in heaven,
Why do teams just love
looking
this?
for anything else that she could find.
But we planted
Well,
here.
Blade's
I
been
just want to
popped.
see them get off.
Blue's looking to make a play here.
Just get off.
As Clem's still not finding any
Planted
target.
open,
Time
but
is
playing on
ticking.
site
This
before.
continues to burn into that round, and it's all going to work out for Crew. With this lighter weapon,
It does work out,
but
but
it's
I'm a
just
bit
3 shares
confused.
left. It does not matter. The MasterCard Thrifty
I'm a bit
comes
confused
through
why
for
we're
Crew.
playing full retake and allowing this spot to
Crew, they
happen,
knew
and
that
then we're
they
not
had to take that space,
using this.
and they got Cypher free.
playing-
So what does that mean? They have so much
playing
util
like
to
this.
push into spawn,
Bit
to push into heaven. The Sky Flash, the Breach Flash, the Omen Paranoia. All 3 of these heading towards where they need.
Who's
take
the
that
most
space
likely
and
to
get
buy a
themselves
judge? Yeah, it'd be
to close
Boasting.
quarters. Again, that is not what you want
Boast would be far.
against a Thrifty
To
that
give
you
Durka
want to
credit,
give up so much
with
space.
Durka,
You
if
wanna
I
take
told
those
him to
long
do
range fights,
something,
playing retake
Durka
just
would do it,
so
you know?
hard because they did not have a good enough plan to combat that
The thing is that like the best. I think Chronicle would have done it too, but quite often he played agents that it wasn't so good on.
Well. You see back-to-back timeouts.
But yeah, definitely on Split. I remember on
And with
Split
this,
telling
again,
Durka
as
there
we
were some
near the
rounds where I
end of
needed him
Split,
to buy
as
the
we near
judge.
end of this first map
And
of
he
this
was more than
elimination,
fine to
best
do
of
it, you know?
3, you can feel the pressure. You can feel the fact that this is the end of the year for one of these 2 squads, and you don't want to leave any stone left unturned.
Yeah, I
Durka
mean,
Chamber Judge was goated.
initially
I
talked
I
about
don't
how
remember
really
it, but
wanted
that
to
does
see
sound
Blue
pretty
set
good.
up their op, and now it's looking more like we need to understand these trap plays that they're trying to set up with the Sky and with this Raze. I was hoping that they did more.
Yeah, Leo would never. Trying to get Leo to use the
Cypher,
Odin as
off
well.
that
Pain in the
Cypher,
ass.
you have so much information. You have
Gun's
a Raze
broken.
nade. You have enough flashes to kind of help to push. But
To be
instead,
fair
they're
to Leo, he
just
does
kinda
know the
playing it a
he
little
does know the
bit
power of
safe,
SMGs
in
over
my opinion.
Sheriffs.
They're playing it the way that they have been. It has been working a couple rounds, but again, that was kind of on seeming lose.
And I think
Like,
you
I
need
don't
the
think
frenzy
that's
power
something
too.
super reliable. But again, another read coming in from Crew where they end up going towards
Judge
the
Chamber
B
Sheriff.
site.
Yeah, I can't
And
remember
EDG
those
is not
days.
gonna be ready this
I've wiped those
4
ones
players
away.
towards it.
It almost
Kinda
feels like
stack,
they're
yeah.
just ABing and
3.
EDG
Like
are
we need to
guessing the
leave
other
now.
way.
Leave. Like there's no
I mean, it's
rush.
a very light setup
You
towards
usually
B.
play
Your
3A at the
team
first like
has to
5
give this
seconds, and
space
if there's
up.
no rush, you leave.
Yeah,
But now we're just inting our B
Paranoia
player.
is going to come out, and the flashes are out. The Raze rocket is out, and Musi gets caught out. This is so unfortunate.
I mean, I think the
They're trying to
TP
play
should have
alone
come
on
that
site.
way.
They have such a
Just
good
get
setup
out,
too to confirm that there's any flank coming through. You've got a trip that Blue's gonna have.
I
to
think,
run into. Maybe she jumps over it, or
EDG
she
had
just
the
gets
read
caught
that they
by
thought they're going to
everyone.
raise alt A,
So now
and
they
so
know
we're
where the
playing
flank
against
is coming
that,
from.
but they've just raised alt
Shies is
B.
going to be holding that down. They have every single member on
There
site.
might have been like an anti-strat there or
Only ult to
something.
keep in mind is Clem's drill theft.
I wonder what was said in the timeouts though.
Nice shot.
Yeah, great shot onto the first. It's clean. It's calculated. Number still though in favor of the attacking side as the spike continues to tick away.
Oh, good
It seems
spam.
to be getting a
But it's
little bit
unlucky.
worse. Just Blue and Clem left. Michaela's gotten 3 on the round. There's
Oh.
nothing they can do.
Five
Again, the side
five
just seems to be so
five
free for Crew
chances.
every time
It's the
they've
5
taken
chances.
these sides. A, B, just like you said. But they're setting up in their post plant so fast, so quick to set up
How
in
many
these
times-
crossfires and making themselves super solid. Even though they did lose that breach,
How many
holding
times
that
what?
B main was not a problem. because
How many
the
times
crossfire
Leo
was
told you to
just
shut up because he
way
knew what
too
he was
good.
doing?
This entry,
Leo's not that
again,
person.
Rocket used
Leo might have thought,
Site is
shut up,
completely
Minnie,
open.
but I don't
Michaela
think he'd
just
ever
good
tell me to
for
shut up.
3 on this round.
He did
That
give
is
me some
not
good
what you
feedback
want
at
to happen,
times
and
when
it's
I
so
was,
hard to retake again with these
there were
double
some things I
duels.
did that he thought were wrong, and he
Really
gave me
nice
some good
patience
feedback
out
about
from
that.
Michaela as we're already into the action, and it's a fast one, of course. You've
never
got the
told me
Jet,
shut
or
up.
the Raze, excuse me, seemingly who's already far up, going back to the Judge. And well, why not? With the
I'd
success
also
we
coached
previously, also
Leo a
note how
lot
they
differently than I
tighten the
coached any other
strings
player.
Around Crew right now. They
I was a
lost
lot more
sewers.
like-
They have presence up in ramp too.
I almost
They're not
respected
careful,
Leo's
this could
ability
get
so much
messy.
that I'd
Also,
very
on the
rarely
other side,
tell
Blue
him
may
what
have
he
bit off
should
a bit
do.
more than she
I'd
could
kind of
chew. That's
ask him,
exactly
like,
what takes
do you
place.
think that, like, I'd almost
Definitely
ask him
need to
more,
wait
more
in that
more
spot,
often
or
than
at
not,
least
like,
wait to see
what
what happens. As
he
soon as the
preferred
team
or
freezes,
how
the
he
whole
thought
team
about the certain
understands that
situation.
They are waiting for you.
because I knew
But
he was just smart enough to, like,
unfortunately, it was
have that
too late to
conversation with
realize
me in a way
the
that was
flash
like,
coming in through A-ramp.
he might even know
Crew
better
looking
than me
like they're gonna
sometimes, you
end
know?
with an A hit here.
Well, I mean, EDG have just been left in scraps and tatters. Just 2 members remain as they attempt to prolong this map any way that they possibly can.
Like, I knew he thought very deeply about the game, so there's no point in me coming in with the energy of, like, you should do this and do that if he's thinking about it already at a very deep level and has his own tendencies
And you see, it's
and, like,
nothing but a bulldog.
very rational way of playing.
This would be
So I would very often
heroic
not
play, to
try
say
and
the
prescribe
least.
too much to him.
But
I
that
would
is the
definitely
task
give
that has
him,
been
like,
charged. You've seen turning the
I
flash,
definitely
having
questioned stuff that I thought was, like,
a little bit
potentially
of
could
putting
be better.
back. You can only turn that for so long, and that's all
Okay.
it's going to be.
Attackers
Crew
win.
take